Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you a real fusion dish. Right? It's my Filipino style slow smoked pork ribs. Big mouthful, and it's not a quick recipe, let me tell you. Alright, but I'm going to show you how I do it. Alright, I've got a nice big container here, and in there I'm going to put in just a few cloves of crushed garlic, right, just crushed with the back of a knife. Now I'm also going to add in a few star anise. Right, as many or little as you like. I'm putting in about that much. Now, one of my favourite ingredients of all time is banana ketchup or banana sauce, and there's a real good story behind that. I might be able to tell you that story a little bit later as we go through this video. So I've added in probably about a third of a cup of that, and I'm going to add in initially probably around about equivalent to 1 to 1.5 cans worth of Coca-Cola. Alright, the reason I'm doing that is Coca-Cola will actually help break down any fatty tissue within the pork ribs, and it also gives a really nice sugary flavour. Alright, now here I've got my ribs, and I'm just going to score the back with a knife, just like that. Just going to score through that membrane. I used to try and take the membrane off, but now with me and my MS, well, it doesn't really go according to plan. So this is a really good cheats way of being able to do that. So just with a sharp knife, just cut through that membrane, crisscross like that, and that will make these ribs still really nice and tender to eat. So I've just scored that through, and I'm going to put that straight into our marinade. I'm going to do the second rib as well, just like that. I just keep scoring that through, no rocket science to that. Now a lot of people will cut that little flap of meat off. I leave it because I paid for it, so I'm going to eat it. That's the way I look at it. Right, there they are, they're in my little tub. I'm going to stir those through from time to time. Here I've got a little bit of black peppercorn, putting that in, and I'm also going to add in about half a cup's worth of soy sauce. So that's going to be our salt factor. We've got our sugar, we've got our salt, and the vinegar is in that banana ketchup. So we're making a sort of marinade, sort of a brine. I'm just going to add a little bit more Coca-Cola to try and cover these ribs a little bit. We don't want them dry. We just want to keep them nice and submerged, for a better word. So I'm going to put the lid on this container, and I'm going to put that into the refrigerator at least overnight. I told you this is not a quick recipe at all, and I really mean it. Right, so the lid goes on. Make sure we seal that up real nice and tight so we don't get any bacteria from the fridge getting into the fridge 24 hours. Alright, time to get the smoker ready. Now I've got about a kilo and a half of little briquettes sitting in my little chimney down out of sight there, and all I'm going to do is put one small line of our charcoal briquettes along the back edge, right, as far away from the smoking vessel itself. We're cold smoking these ribs. We're going to be cooking these at about 40 degrees Celsius. Now I'll put in one chunk of applewood which has been soaked. Now I've loaded up the smoker with ribs, some paprika infused garlic pork sausages, and some just whole potatoes. I'm going to put that lid down. As you can see, we're not even at 50 degrees yet, okay? And you can see how much smoke is already coming out. We're going for maximum smoke and very low heat because we're going to continue cooking both or all of those ingredients off a little bit later. I've added a couple more coals and a couple more chunks of applewood, right? And I'm going to smoke those for about 2 hours. I've taken some of that marinade, I've put that into my little wok, and I've reduced that right down, and that's going to be our glaze for our ribs for the final part of cooking. This is actually a 3-step process to cook these ribs. I told you it's not quick. So those ribs are smoking away for around about 2 to 2.5 hours. Very nice and low. As you can see, they've gone a beautiful shade of pink, and that's the smoke doing its job. I'm going to take those ribs off just like that, and I'm going to take everything else off as well, and we'll go for a different recipe for another time. Now I've cut those ribs in half so they'll fit in my slow cooker. The rest of that marinade I put back into the slow cooker, and I'm going to put the ribs straight on top of that. If there's a few peppercorns, leave them go, they can go in there as well. Now I'm going to basically cook these on a low heat again for about another 2 hours, and we'll just cook those down until the meat starts to, or the bone starts to pull away from the meat, or the, you know what I mean. You can see the bones poking out from the edge, and all I'm going to do there is, once they are cooked through, I'm going to take those out, put those on a baking tray, and put some of our glaze over the top. I'm sorry I forgot to film all of this part, but the footage so far I just could not waste. So there they are. I'm putting those on the baking tray, and I'm just going to brush some of that thickened glaze up over the top. I'm going to put that under the salamander for around about 3-4 minutes just to set that glaze, and all we have to do now is serve those up. How good do they look? Really simple. I know it's a longer process, it's a cumbersome process, but they do turn out tasting amazing. Those little potatoes, I am going to do a separate video on those so you can watch how they turn out. As you can see, they're a beautiful smoky color there, and they get a 2-step cooking process. So serve your ribs up with some of your beautiful smoky potato, and before you know it, you've got KP's Filipino style smoked ribs. I'd like to see you try and make this one at home. It does taste amazing. It does take a while, and if you don't have a smoker, well, find a friend that does. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button. Gives me confidence. It should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified every time a new video goes up. And please share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media. Please leave a comment. I love reading, I love responding to them. In the meantime, if you want to learn a different type of cooking just like this one, where we're mixing up a whole bunch of different cultures all into one, well, you need to come and join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I'll have to eat my Filipino style smoked ribs, and I will catch you next time. Bye.